Have you ever seen respect so absolute that even the most advanced fighter pilots in the most powerful jets in the world froze mid-air the moment they heard a single name? This isn't a movie. This is the story of one woman who carried a call sign so feared, so respected, that even over an aircraft carrier swarming with F-35As, the sky itself seemed to pause. And before I take you through every second of this breathtaking tale, don't forget to subscribe, because stories like this, stories of courage, legacy, and the legends the military whispers about, are what we bring you every week. The Pacific stretched endlessly, a sheet of shifting blue broken only by the silhouette of a U.S. Navy carrier slicing through waves. Above it, the air was alive. The thunder of F-35 as roared across the horizon, sleek and fast, executing maneuvers with surgical precision. To anyone watching, it looked like just another day of training, jets cycling in and out, practicing dogfight drills, asserting dominance over the skies. But today was different. Among them was a single F-18 Hornet, an aircraft considered old school compared to the newer F-35s. Its paint was worn, its frame seasoned, but in its cockpit sat someone who didn't need the newest technology to command respect. She was officially just another pilot joining carrier ops. Unofficially, she was the name whispered in flight schools, the legend whose reputation spanned continents. She hadn't flown in years, but her call sign still carried weight. Valkyrie to TO the young pilots in their cutting-edge F-35 as she was a ghost story. The one instructors spoke about when they wanted to remind rookies that skill mattered more than hardware. If Valkyrie's in the sky, they'd say, "Your fancy systems won't save you." Many doubted she even existed, assuming she was an exaggeration from older generations of aviators. But when she taxied onto the deck, helmet low, her jet vibrating against the catapult's tension, no one expected what would follow. With a thunderous launch, her Hornet rocketed into the air, climbing into the same domain as the F-35s circling above. Immediately, chatter crackled across the comms. "Old Hornet joining the grid," one pilot scoffed. "Someone didn't get the upgrade memo." "Careful," another replied with a laugh. "These vets think they can still dance." None of them knew, yet, who was inside. The F-35 swarmed her, cutting across her path, testing her reactions. She didn't flinch. Every roll, every tilt, every throttle adjustment was precise, deliberate. She didn't chase them. She let them come, like wolves circling, waiting for the mistake she knew they'd make. Inside the Hornet, her calm was unshakable. Her breathing steady, her hands light on the stick. She'd flown more combat hours than these rookies had flown total. Her eyes flicked across the sky, calculating vectors, anticipating moves before they were made. And then it came, the first challenge. An F-35 screamed past her nose, banking sharp, daring her chase. She did. In a maneuver so smooth, it looked choreographed. She snapped the Hornet around, locked in, and rode his six with terrifying efficiency. "Splash one," she whispered, even though this was only a drill. The F-35 pilot's voice cracked over comms. "What the hell? She's on me. I can't shake her." Laughter broke out across other radios, until the laughter died, because she repeated it, again and again. Every F-35 that came at her, she outmaneuvered. Their billion-dollar tech couldn't outfly her instincts. Confusion grew. "Who is that Hornet?" one pilot demanded, sweat dripping down his neck despite the cool oxygen feed in his mask. Then, finally, the carrier tower patched in with the words that silenced the frequency. F/A18 confirm call sign. She clicked the mic. Her voice, calm, low, unshaken, filled the airwaves. "This is Valkyrie." The effect was immediate. The channel went dead silent. Some pilots literally stopped speaking mid-word. Others whispered the name like a ghost. Valkyrie wasn't supposed to be here. She wasn't supposed to fly anymore. But there she was, in the sky with them. One rookie's voice cracked. "No way." Another simply muttered, "Oh, hell." And just like that, the swarming stopped. The F-35s broke formation, giving her space, their cocky energy gone, replaced by reverence. Because the legend was real, and she was flying circles around them. To understand why they froze, you have to understand who Valkyrie was. Years ago, she had flown missions that were classified, even now. Rumors said she had saved an entire carrier group single-handedly, holding off enemy fighters until reinforcements arrived. Others claimed she had pulled impossible stunts in mountain ranges that defied physics. What was certain, every pilot who'd flown against her in exercises carried scars. Not physical, but psychological. Once Valkyrie locked onto you, you were already defeated. Her call sign wasn't given. It was earned. She was called Valkyrie because she appeared like a warrior goddess from nowhere, deciding who stayed in the fight and who didn't. And now, standing in the same sky as the new generation, her myth wasn't a story anymore. It was living reality. But Valkyrie didn't use that moment to humiliate them. She didn't gloat, didn't mock. Instead, she spoke into the comms, her voice calm but carrying weight. You've got the best jets in the world. But don't forget, machines don't win fights. Pilots do. The rookies listened silent. For some, shame-burned. For others, awe. One finally whispered back, "Copy that." Valkyrie. The tower crackled again. All aircraft acknowledged Valkyrie. And one by one, voices responded. Not with casual chatter, not with bravado, but with respect. Valkyrie acknowledged. "Respect, ma'am. Good to fly with you." Some even tilted their jets in mid-air salute. And in that moment, above the roaring Pacific, every pilot knew they weren't just training. They were in the presence of living history. The exercise ended hours later. Jets returned to the carrier deck, one by one. But as Valkyrie landed her old Hornet, even the deck crew paused. Word had spread. Mechanics, sailors, and officers lined the rails to watch her canopy lift. When she climbed out, helmet under her arm, her face revealed, silence fell across the deck. Then came the applause. Raw, unrestrained, thunderous. She didn't smile. She didn't wave. She just nodded once, acknowledging them all, then disappeared into the tower as quietly as she had arrived. For her, this wasn't about glory. It was about reminding the new generation what it meant to truly fly. Nightfall. The young pilots gathered in the mess hall, still buzzing. They replayed her moves in their heads, analyzing how she had outflown them so effortlessly. But no analysis explained it. It wasn't just skill. It was something deeper, intuition, instinct, the kind of mastery that only comes from a lifetime in the skies. One pilot finally raised his glass. "To Valkyrie," he said. The others echoed it, not out of obligation, but out of genuine respect. And that's why, even in an age of stealth and billion-dollar machines, legends still matter. Because technology may evolve, but courage, skill, and the spirit of a true warrior pilot never fade. Valkyrie proved it that day over the Pacific, when an entire squadron of F-35s froze at the sound of her feared call sign. If this story gave you chills, if it reminded you that behind every machine there's a human spirit guiding it, then make sure you subscribe right now. Because the skies hold more legends than you know, and we'll bring them to you one by one.